Yes.
Good afternoon, fellow country, men and women, gentlemen of the media. Welcome to this press conference. Kindly permit me to make some few remarks on the recent ruling of the Supreme Court, the highest court in Nigeria. About a fortnight ago, I was traveling abroad on a prior-scheduled engagement when I received a notice of Supreme Court that they were delivering judgment on the 26th of October 2003 on our challenge of the ruling of the Presidential Election Petition Court. That judgment has since been delivered as scheduled. The leadership of Labour Party has already pronounced its position on the judgment. As someone who has previously benefited from the rulings of the Supreme Court on electoral matters, I have, after a period of deep and sober reflection, decided to personally and formally react to the recent judgments as most Nigerians have. Because we are confronted with very weighty issues of national interest, I will speak forthrightly. As a young student at CKC Onitsha, we were taught values and admonished to always choose harder rights instead of easier wrong. Certain legal issues aside, the Supreme Court exhibited a disturbing aversion to public opinion, just as they abandoned its responsibility as court of law and policy. It is therefore with great dismay that I observed that the court's decision contradicts the overwhelming evidence of election rigging, false claim of technical glitch, substantial non-compliance to the rules set by INEC itself, as well as matters of perjury, identity theft, and forgery that has been brought to light in course of this election matter. These are hefty allegations that should not have been treated with levity. More apparent, the Supreme Court's judgment willfully condoned breaches of the Constitution relative to established qualifications and parameters for candidates in presidential elections. With this counter-if judgment, the Supreme Court has transferred a heavy moral burden from the courtroom to our national conscience. Our young democracy is ultimately the main victim and casualty of the courtroom drama. Without a provocation, this judgment amounts to a breach of confidence Nigerians have in our judiciary. To that extent, it is a show of unreasonable force against the very Nigerian people from whom the power of the Constitution drives. The Supreme Court's ruling may represent the state of the law in 2023, but not present demand for substantive justice. The judgment missed principles and precedents. Indeed, the rationale and premise of the Supreme Court judgment have been clearly brought to light by deep, prevailing, and troubling valedictory remarks of Honorable Justice Musa Joe Mohammed, JSC, on Friday, 27th, 2023. In disagreeing very strongly with the ruling of both the Presidential Petition Court and the Supreme Court on the outcome on the 25th February presidential election, as declared by the Independent Electoral Commission. As Democrats who believe in the rule of law, we recognize that the Supreme Court is the end stage of our quest for legal closure on this matter. As a party and candidate, Daddy and I have now exhausted all legal and constitutional remedies available to us. However, this end is only another beginning of our quest for vindication of hope of the common man for a better Nigeria. After all, sovereignty belongs to the people, even for historical purposes. It behoves us to place our disagreement with and deep reservation about this judgment on public record. We have long been aware of how weak the national institutions have negatively affected our democracy. This year, 2023, has been quite remarkable and revealing. INEC displayed incompetence in the conduct of its statutory duties. The judiciary has largely acted in defiance of the constitutional tenets, precedents, and established ground rules. Political expediency has preceded judicial responsibility. A mechanical application of technicalities has preceded pursuit of justice and fairness. Both INEC and Supreme Court, as referees respectively, shifted the goalpost in the middle of the game. where the value and importance of INEC to new Nigeria begins. Our mission to Nigeria, and it remains unchanged, where the country will be led from its present waste and consumption orientation to a production-driven economy. Our commitment is to a nation anchored on principles of prudent management of resources, to quickly pull millions out of multidimensional poverty, ensuring transparency in the new address unmet needs by showing compassion for all those left behind by the present system. Going forward, we in Labour Party and the Obedient Movement are now effectively in opposition. We are glad that the nation has heard us loud and clear. We shall not expand the confines of our message of hope to the rest of the country. We will meet the people in their places where they feel pain and answer the needs for hope. At marketplaces, motor parks, town halls, boardrooms, university and college campuses, we will carry and deliver the message of a new Nigeria. As stakeholders and elected Labour Party officials, we will remain loyal to our manifesto. We will continue to canvass good governance and focus on issues that promote national interest and unity and cohesion. We will continue to give primacy to our constitution, rule of law, and the protection of other liberties. We will offer checks and balances and will vote robustly in forthcoming elections to elect those who share our vision of a new Nigeria. Given the present national circumstances, there is compelling need for a strong political opposition. We shall therefore remain in opposition, especially because of the policies and governance modalities that we in Labour Party campaign for, especially the issue of reducing cost of governance, moving the country from waste and consumption to production, reducing inflation, ending insecurity, promoting the rule of law, guaranteeing the responsibility to protect and stabilize our national currency, are clearly not the priorities of the present administration, nor is it interested in achieving sustainable development goals. It is one thing that has gladdened my heart in course of the struggle in the past 18 months. It is the passionate desire of our people, especially young Nigerians from across ethnic and divides, to construct a new and restructured Nigeria that will work for all Nigerians. The goal remains the light and abiding inspiration. Finally, I thank all Nigerians who believed in what is now only a revolution postponed. We deeply appreciate the unalloyed, non-partisan moral support millions of youths and ordinary Nigerians across ethnic, religious, geopolitical divides have continued to give Dati and I. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Nigerians who have supported this mission from the onset. We salute the leadership and members of the Labour Party, the Obedient Movement, the Obedient Presidential Campaign, Nigerians in diaspora, support groups, and all people of goodwill who work diligently and hoped for realization of the beginning of new Nigeria in this election cycle. Nigerians who supported our cause have done so out of patriotism and their sincere conviction that our nation requires and deserves dedicated and visionary leadership who will lead Nigeria toward a brighter future. The energy and dedication of Nigerian youth and obedient movement have been simply amazing. I appreciate and salute them. I want to assure them that this is not the end of our journey, but in fact, the beginning. Nigerians heard you, the world have taken note, and will not forget easily. We shall endure, persist, until we reach our destination, because new Nigeria is our destination. A destination is not an event. We thank, in a special way, our legal team. We also thank other statesmen whose wise counsel were immeasurable. To them, we wish to state unequivocally that this judicial outcome, an obvious misinterpretation of substantial justice, has by no means foreclosed realization of a new Nigeria that is possible. On personal note, I take pride and express gratitude to those who share our vision, who have exhibited rare courage to challenge the nefarious system, the genuineness of individuals, identities, and their defining and qualifying particulars up to the highest extent allowed by law. Nigeria holds out hope of infinite possibilities leading to a desirable greatness. I remain consistent in my belief of a possibility of a new Nigeria built on character, competence, capacity, compassion, integrity, respect for the rule of law based on justice and fairness. God bless you all. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Please, another round of applause for His Excellency. Thank you. We will think the Excellency will entertain questions. Will nobody? 5 possibly.
Excellency, you did mention just now that your party, you and your party,
if you like, of a supplementary the lower vehicle was 160 million for senators, for instance, and 135 million for House of Rep members. In these two chambers, there are a substantial number of Labour Party representatives, and together with their colleagues across party lines, they okayed all of this. What would you say in respect to the need to cut West, just like you mentioned, which is a principle, if you like, or one of the cardinal objectives of the Labour Party?
Well, thank you very much. Let me me first elucidate a bit of supplementary budget. Is a budget that is meant for very important in the past 1 week for United Nations for supplementary budget. Well, we have a supplementary budget where we are mentioning issues of in fact bringing in to deal with the issue of education of the girl child. And work with him and everything to ensure that everything I can put it in the same basket that I put the alien one. Is there trouble? The SUVs for both houses will cost Nigeria today our primary health care. And we have a way we can buy more competitive vehicles and everything for them, even from locally made. And most of them, sorry, even in the Senate, are people who already have cars. We don't really need to buy vehicles because some of them are my colleagues, ex-governors and everything. We don't need new cars again. It is time we must take show responsibility to what is happening. People, Nigerians are already scamping for food from West Beam. And we're doing this. It shouldn't be. And I can go for that to give you an example of how I handled it even when I was governor. So it's not the first time. When I became governor, I found out that the judge of High Court don't have cars in Anambra State. The permanent secretaries don't have cars. And when I became governor, they ordered for me 2 bulletproof vehicles. And I said no. Collect the money back, paid it to PAN, and said supply us 60 406 cars, 18 to the justice, 18 to PAN state, few to the commissioners that are appointed. The rest became my deputy governor and myself. Throughout my first term, everybody in Anambra said there, I used 406. Nobody, but it was meant for 2 bulletproof cars. The money we used to buy these cars, and nobody killed us in that 4 years. So it is time for us to use money very judiciously. stands shown, it is now for all of us to work hard together to ensure that we save the country. Those who are in office, the right thing, those who are in opposition should ensure that the right things are done. And we will do so on our own back, aggressively. Let me start with the issue of Labour Party members. I've actually discussed this issue with them. Surprisingly, I can tell you, I heard that these vehicles are official cars, and I don't know if they have to use it. It's meant for official vehicles. So it's not as if it's their vehicle that is meant for official cars and everything. Because we can pay for it and say, listen, if it's your car, you return it or do something. But they said it's official car and that everybody is meant to, you're meant to use it while you're in the Senate. But you know how things work. It's not going to be like that. But so what I say people is that it won't be if Labour, we were in office, nobody would have contemplated such. And that's where we want to go from. Because it is not enough to do the wrong thing and then start correcting it, but it shouldn't even be. Just like people are saying, oh, maybe the issue of yield have withdrawn, or this one, it shouldn't even be mentioned in the first place, because it touches the sensibilities of people to do that. On the issue of a single term, we campaign vigorously on issue of restructure and reform. So that is clear. And now they would have included so many amendments to make this constitution be a workable and functional constitution that will be productive for Nigeria. Including in that would have been issue of single tenure. I thank Vice President Atiku Abubakar for his position and his commitment to ensure that things work better going forward in Nigeria. But I disagree slightly. I will go for 5-year tenure, which will go for 30 years, projection for 5-year tenure. And I'll still campaign for one thing. If we cannot go back to the issue of parliamentary democracy, we must have a policy system that will allow our leaders elected, whether prime minister or president, to be able to be part of the legislation, surrogates and people who are not elected, who have nothing to be canvassing and telling us stories. We want to hear from the people we elected now. And that is critical, very important. We cannot continue this way where we are now, where people have a soft leadership. Thank you. We don't regret anything we did. He came out and campaigned on a new Nigeria. No other party did. And we remain, our position remain consistent. We're consistent and consistent on a new Nigeria. A Nigeria where things will be done properly. So we're not regretting anything. We don't know who knows tomorrow. Tomorrow, we can't predict tomorrow, but I'm telling you where we are. Our commitment is for a new Nigeria, and we will remain committed to it. On issue of our party, the leadership of our party is not in question. Like it is in every system, especially these are the troubling things that is happening in Nigeria, where people are trying to bring in out of this stronger, better, more committed to a new Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you.
My name is Dixon Webu. I anchor Nigeria right now on AIT. Sir, with the call for the opposition parties to form some form of alliance, is there a window or a door open for such to happen between you and possibly the other opposition parties, like PDP and the rest of them? Because right now, some of the excuses why these shenanigans succeeded is that the opposition parties are fragmented. So is there anything that you have available in that direction, sir?
Well, I think I've answered that question. The future is dynamic. Our question now is to ensure that we do the right things, that we ensure that Nigerians know our commitment, especially making sure that our resources are efficiently managed for the benefit of Nigerians. Things are getting worse here. People are suffering. Look at the level of people they said now that are going into temporary depression and everything. That's our commitment for now. We want to start talking about the issues that put people out of poverty. We want to deal with the issue of hunger, issue of productivity and everything. As we go along, we'll know. Let me, again, as we end, most sincerely thank all of you who are here. I saw a lot of our wonderful and patriotic senators who are here all over the place. Labour senators, House President members, and everything, members of our family, especially the journalists that are gathered here. Thank you. You are all part of this new movement to build a new Nigeria. Because about your children, about society your children will live in. We must build it. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
This is Channels Television.